I don't know if it's from an execution standpoint. It's more from just being able to grasp the whole concept of what we're trying to do and to make him understand that he's not sometimes the only guy on the football field.
Okay.
Sometimes he may have been asked to make this play, make that play, make this play. When there's guys that actually, are pretty good here, and you're just a piece that fits in the whole puzzle.
He's kind of playing one-on-one sometimes, I guess, with his receiver. Or?
No, it isn't. It isn't like one. Isn't like one thing schematically. Sometimes it's tackling angles without realizing that he's got 10 other guys running from one side. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Inside out. It may be him trying to overplay something, but it's nothing that I haven't dealt with on the pro level. You know what I'm saying? It's teaching those guys also. Hey, there's 10 other guys out here you're playing with. You know what I'm saying? Let's use them. So no, it's how you fit in that whole piece. It's that piece that fits in the whole puzzle. Trying to get it to.
Do you feel like Isaiah Langley, is he playing with more confidence?
Playing with more confidence, the guys. I mean, that's just that you usually make the biggest jump from your freshman and sophomore year when you start to realize, hey, this is how these things are going. This is what my expectations is. This is how we practice. This is the sense of urgency that I have to have. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you just talk a little bit about the progression of Jack over this year? What were some areas that somebody young like him that you really need to teach and work with him?
The one thing you got to teach these young guys that come from high school and have been really good players is that everybody at this level is pretty good. You know what I'm saying? And what you could get away with sometimes in high school of being late, you know what I'm saying, to go chase down a fade route, usually it's dimed in there. You know what I'm saying? At this level, they usually throw a pretty good ball in there. And that's what it all comes down to, is letting these guys know that, hey, that it's time to take the next progression. And the biggest thing that the guys usually take the next step in is absorbing the playbook. It ain't how much, they're going to get faster, they're going to get stronger, but it's, okay, I know what they're expecting from me. I know what a game plan looks like, how I have to implement it, and what they're asking from me from a playbook standpoint.
The springtime is a time when coaches always talk about you can do a lot more teaching.
Yeah.
And you can see that you guys are definitely doing that. Lots of drills, specific drills.
Yeah.
How do you decide on what drills that you guys want to implement?
Sometimes it becomes where you're at in your installation. Sometimes it becomes what we see on the film from an evaluation standpoint of, hey, we need to work on this. There may be a deficiency we feel like we can get better at. So that's what it is. It's evaluation. It may be installation, or it may be like player development. Like, this is the next step. I need this guy to take in his development. Like maybe Jamel going out there corner. You know what I'm saying? Working some press now when he's never worked it. So now's the time that you want to develop that. Because in fall, you might have maybe a few days you can start to develop some fundamentals and get fundamentals straightened out, but now then you're going to start to get into game planning, you know what I'm saying, and what we're trying to do going into the season and what we want.
It's still only your fifth practice, but are you already seeing some of the results from what you guys have been working on?
You see a little bit of them. You know what I'm saying? It's still the fifth practice, and I always say to myself, I go, listen, if sometimes like 2 weeks ago, I said, hey, it was the third practice, and I said, hey, I shouldn't be that concerned, because if we look like this the 13th practice, then I'm starting to really gonna get concerned. But no, you go through this. It's just a maturation process that we got to go through. You know what I'm saying? And sooner or later, like I said, it clicks on. The guys, they come together, they start to figure it out, but sometimes it's kind of knocking the rust off a little bit. It's good that we didn't get a whole lot of time away from it, being in the bowl game, and the guys kind of sprung back kind of quickly.
It's spring practice. We should be talking about USC, but now that you're here, you want to talk a little bit about some of the guys you have coming in.
Yeah. We got some.
Just a couple words.
We got some good young prospects. From a corner position. Jaquair Godfrey. We got him coming in from Bishop O'Dowd up in Oakland. Big, tall corner, rangy, great, good, very good speed. Greg Johnson from right down the street. You know what I'm saying? Hawkins, another good corner with great quickness, good athleticism, can high point the ball, great ball skills. Probably gonna try to remind somebody of somebody else, but that's another thing. And like I said, we got a couple of really good safeties coming in. Bubba Bolden from Bishop Gorman in Las Vegas, who has the size and athleticism to play in there. And the Frankie one is the one down in Arizona, Isaiah Palomar, who is 6'3", 6'4", who I gotta try to keep the offense at bay from him, because he was just as good a wide receiver as he was a safety.
Yeah.
And this guy, he's a missile. He's a human missile now, I'm telling you. And he flashes great speed and ability to get to the ball. Excellent.
Right,
What do you
Coach.
kind of like about those tall safeties? You got him. You brought in Jamel.
You
last
guys
year.
already asked. Okay, no, this is what I said. I go, it's not about. I said it makes you, it gives you options. You know what I'm saying with that? Hey, the guy has good size. He has good speed. Maybe, hey, the kid puts on 20 pounds and now he's an edge rusher. You know what I'm saying? How many linebackers came to college as safeties and ended up being outside rushers and made them a whole lot of money? So you never know what gives you options when you got size. You know what I'm saying? As far as height. Now, if I got a 5'7" guy, guess what? It's kind of hard to put him at the end. So, I mean, look at Bob Sanders over there. Played for years, you know what I'm saying? But he was like a great tackler. He was able to come in there. Look at Troy. Troy's not a giant, you know what I'm saying? But Troy wasn't going to go out there on the edge, and he wasn't going to line up at linebacker, you know what I'm saying? And he was great. His position was safety, and he was great at it. Hall of Fame career, you know what I'm saying?
How much
He could
different
dunk a
is it?
basketball when he was in grade school. Troy could.
He could, and that's athleticism once again, and that's the one thing. It's not like I go, hey, we'll give me every 6'4" safety in the country. Nah, those guys put on tape, and I value them as being very good players, and that's what I like. I mean, can you play or not? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I know what I look for, but that's not always it. I make exceptions to a whole lot of rules. You know what I'm saying? Or a whole lot of like not even like measurements that I would like. I make exceptions to it because guys become exceptional at either speed, hands, playmaking ability. There's something that just sticks out that I go, I need that guy on the team because
Well, Jamel says you guys would like him to be too